His final letter said there was no reason to fear failure. Then Percy Fawcett, his son, and their companion disappeared into the Amazon. By 1925, Colonel Percy Harrison Fawcett was one of the world's most experienced explorers. He had trained with the Royal Geographical Society and spent years surveying the borderlands of Brazil and Bolivia. He survived disease, hunger, dangerous rivers, and encounters shaped by the brutal violence of the rubber trade. Fawcett became convinced that the Amazon had once supported a complex urban civilization. He called the place he wanted to find simply Z. His belief drew from indigenous accounts, colonial documents, and a mysterious Portuguese text known as Manuscript 512, which described ruins deep in Brazil. At the time, many European scholars imagined the rainforest as too poor to support large, permanent settlements. Fawcett disagreed. He had seen engineered landscapes, productive agriculture, and communities whose knowledge did not fit the stereotype of an empty wilderness. For his final expedition, Fawcett deliberately chose a small party. He traveled with his 21-year-old son Jack and Jack's friend Raleigh Rimmell. A smaller group, he believed, could move quietly and avoid the conflicts created by heavily armed expeditions. They left Cuba in April 1925 and traveled toward the upper Xingu region of Mato Grosso. The expedition was also a media event. Newspapers had purchased the story, and millions of readers followed the dispatches. Fawcett wanted fame, but he also feared that a better-funded rival might reach Z first. Near the end of May, the three men reached a camp Fawcett called Dead Horse Camp, named after an earlier expedition. From there, he sent messages home through local runners. His last letter to his wife Nina was calm. He wrote that they were entering unexplored territory and that she should not fear failure. No verified message came after that. Search expeditions followed, and some searchers also disappeared or died. Rumors multiplied. Fawcett had been killed by an indigenous community. He had chosen to remain in the forest. He had founded a secret settlement. He was being held prisoner. Each version found someone willing to repeat it, but none produced conclusive evidence. In 1952, Brazilian explorer Orlando Villas-Boas announced that bones said to belong to Fawcett had been recovered. Later analysis showed they were not his. Another important account came from the Kalapalo people. Their oral history held that Fawcett's group had passed through, received food, and ignored warnings about entering hostile territory farther east. They watched smoke from the expedition's camp for several days. Then the smoke stopped. That account does not identify a killer. The men may have been attacked after leaving Kalapalo territory. They may have died from illness, injury, hunger, or an accident. Fawcett's confidence and endurance could not eliminate the basic risks of a small party moving without a supply line. The most surprising development came much later. Archaeologists working in the upper Xingu documented the remains of large, interconnected settlements. The complex known as Cuhicugu included roads, plazas, ditches, managed landscapes, and evidence of substantial populations before European disease and colonization transformed the region. These discoveries do not prove that Fawcett's specific city Z existed as he imagined it. They do show that his central intuition was not absurd. The Amazon was not an untouched wilderness without urban history. People had shaped it on a scale that many scholars of his time refused to consider. That changes the meaning of the mystery. Fawcett is often portrayed as a man chasing a fantasy. The archaeological record suggests he was looking in a region that really did contain evidence of complex societies. He may have been wrong about the location, the form, or the surviving ruins, but the larger idea survived him. The question of what happened to Percy, Jack, and Raleigh remains separate. No confirmed grave has been found. No final camp has been securely identified. The last reliable evidence is a letter carried out from the edge of unmapped territory. Fawcett wanted to bring back proof of a forgotten civilization. Instead, he became part of the story people went into the forest to find. The lost city was gradually replaced by real archaeology. The lost expedition was not.